Hey everybody, this is Kathy Randall and welcome to this presentation of the Synapse Care Solutions Present Season 2.0 Small Baby Nursing Quality Care Community. This is for Season 2, which is going to run from January to December of 2025. So I wanted to just remind you that Synapse Care Solutions started with this idea of the one nurse, one baby, one brain, that we can make an impact in one moment and we can create those new connections. And we started out as a conference in 2017, 2018, 2019 in California. We did these 3-day conferences where we focused on neuro-NICU training. Our last in-person conference was in Florida in 2020, right before the pandemic. And we had a great time with so many of us getting together and really feeling that power of being the one. This theme of being the one is really important to us at Synapse, and really it is the basis of everything we do. So we really want to inspire you to be the one. So the way we do that is through education, connection, and inspiration. We love to share what other people are doing from all around the world so that you can believe that you can make change too. One of our favorite quotes is, "I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something." And when it comes to taking care of small babies or babies with brain injury, this is our mantra. I cannot do everything, but I can always do something. So Synapse Care started as a neuro-NICU education company. We focused on cooling and AEEG, NIRS, MRI, and even helped many nurses pass the NCC neuro-NICU certification exam. So those were our 3 core courses for a really long time. And then during the pandemic, people asked us to create a new course, and it was focused on small babies. So we all recognize that small babies have a great potential for injury and that we really do want to take care of their brains. And so we created a small baby brain care course. And in that course, we had the mantra of every little thing matters to a small baby. We use this conceptual framework of the Rubik's Cube, we like to call it the NICU Cube, to really show the interrelationships between all of the different systems and sides and how we can care for these baby brains by focusing on one side of this cube at a time, but understanding how interrelated all of these pieces are. So over time at Synapse, we've developed 3 different small baby courses. And we have our small baby brain care course that I just mentioned. And we have our CELBW exam prep course. And last year in 2024, we created the Small Baby Collaborative. So I want to run through what the differences are between these courses because I think it sometimes gets a little confusing. So first off, I want you to think about the what. The course that we created for helping you pass the CELBW exam that's administered by NCC. It really is all about the what. What do you need to know to pass that exam? And we had a group of amazing instructors who came together. It was a comprehensive curriculum. It was based solely on the NCC test guidelines, and that was designed to help you pass the test. And these are just some of the topics that we covered: delivery room, transport, thermoreg, skin, respiratory, brain, nutrition, infection, family-centered care. We went through all of these in great detail, and we gave you study sheets and a study plan to help you get ready for the exam. As I mentioned before, we had the Small Baby Brain Care course. In this course, we went through everything that could impact the baby's brain. So whether that was respiratory or preventing IVH, infection, nutrition, NEC, thermoreg, skin, infections, pain, stress, positioning, the environment, and family integrated care. We talked about everything that it took to take care of the small baby, but also to create a program for that. This is all about the why it matters. Why does nutrition matter? Why does respiratory matter? Why does imaging matter? Why does infection matter? So it was all about the why. And then we realized that people really wanted more about the how. How do I now implement these best practices into my unit? And so we created in 2024 the Small Baby Nursing Quality Care Collaborative. And one of our members said the collaborative projects and workshops have provided me with so many practical tools and strategy, but it's the sense of community and support that is incredible. And so with that, for 2025, as we launch into our second year, we've decided to rename and rebrand ourselves as a community, because that really is what we are. So I thought I'd take a minute and just share with you why we created the SBNQCC. Well, number one, we understand that in the United States and really around the world, that prematurity is an ongoing problem. And according to the March of Dimes website, every week in the United States, there are 7,000 babies that are born preterm. Of that, 5,000 are late pretermers, and then we have 1,000 that are extremely low birth weight. So 1,000 babies a week. That's incredible, right? That's 52,000 small babies every single year. So we know that this trend is not going away. And we know that over the last decade, we've made almost no improvement and actually have seen an increase in the incidence of small babies. The problem is that not all races and not all communities are affected the same. And we know that for the babies of color, Black babies specifically, their rate of prematurity is 14.7% compared to Asian Pacific and to white babies, where it's only 9.5%. But overall, when we look at all babies born in the United States, it's 10.4% of all births are premature. And our small babies are getting smaller. If you've been in the NICU for a while, even 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you know that our small babies are getting even smaller. And we know that 35% of infant deaths are related to prematurity and the complications of that. And the associated cost of premature birth is $25.2 billion annually. So this is a problem. We have this prematurity, this global problem. I only just spoke of the US, but we know that this is a problem around the world. Disparities in incidence and outcomes exist, and our small babies are getting even smaller. So then how can we keep up with the knowledge we need to be able to care for these babies? And this is, again, why we created the SBNQ. Well, going to conferences is a great solution. SYNAPS started with having our own conference. But conferences are expensive, travel is expensive and complicated, and sometimes conferences are not very effective. You go, you listen, and then you come back and nothing changes. So let's break that down a little bit. So the average cost of going to a nursing conference for me in my experience is about $1,500. You pay about $500 to $700 for registration. If it's a local event, you maybe don't have to worry about flights, but you still may have to stay overnight somewhere. And meals while you're away can run you anywhere from $50, $75, $100 a day. And hotels, $150 if you're lucky, more like $200 and $300 a night. So again, the cost of going doesn't even include time off work, maybe time away from your family, your kids, pets. And again, and then what? What are you going to do with that information that you have gained over those 2 to 3 days? So again, going to conferences is a great way to learn more about small babies. There are not really any small baby specific conferences. You might find a local conference here and there that spends a day talking about it. Again, it's great for an update, but then what are your action items when you get home? And then what about just doing research and reading articles and maybe listening to podcasts? I mean, there's just hundreds, if not thousands of things that you could read every single day, and keeping up is really hard. You can take online courses, but then sometimes they lack that implementation piece. So again, you're left with what do you do next? You can go back to school, you can get your DNP, you can get your CNS, and those are definitely great ways to expand your knowledge. But it doesn't always focus on ELBW care, so you're going to have to direct yourself into finding ways to learn about that population. And then what about cost? I've already talked about conferences being anywhere from a local conference. Maybe you can get away with $100, but you probably are going to be going to an annual conference or an international or a national conference. It's going to take you anywhere from 3 to 5 days, as well as travel time. And so it may cost you as much as $2,000. And then what about research and reading? Well, that's relatively cheap, right? You can sometimes find free articles, but sometimes you might have to subscribe to a journal. And that's going to take you hours, days, months, even with e-readers and PDF readers and podcasts and listening to them at 2x speed. It's still going to take you time. And then what about online courses? Yes, you can find some free courses. Obviously at Synapse, we have some great videos on our YouTube channel. You can learn on your own for free. You can learn a lot, but you can also take courses. And there's a wide range in that. And it can take you hours, days, and even weeks, and sometimes months to complete those. And then we've got advanced degrees. On the low end, maybe $30,000 to go back to school, and that takes years and years. So again, yes, you can learn about small baby care and advance your knowledge in your career through these methods, but maybe there are some other options as well. The other thing is that I wanted to just point out is how alone so many people feel. So many NICUs don't have educators or experts. They have lost a lot of their more senior staff. And so you're this one person who's very interested in this population, and you find yourself alone trying to create new policies, create a committee, and you just don't even know where to start, or it's just super overwhelming. And sometimes you don't have physician or nursing leadership support. You don't have funds for education. And so again, you're the one using your own money, your own time, doing this above and beyond. And it can really, really feel lonely. You just feel like you're on your own and that you have to figure it out. And I know I have felt this way in the past as well. So other than those 10 reasons why we created SBNQCC, there are some others. Many of us have heard of collaboratives in the past. There are many really well-known and long-established collaboratives, but I thought that there were some gaps in them. I felt like that there were just so many nurses who wanted to make a difference related to small baby care, but these traditional collaboratives were focused on medical research and not so much on nursing care. And I thought that we needed a way that we could actually speed up the process to making change and improvements. Some of the other differences between what we've created here at Synapse with Small Baby Collaborative and Community versus the others that are out there are that you can join SBNQCC as an individual. So again, that power of one. So individuals are welcome in the collaborative. Also, if you've got a partner in crime, though, you can register both of you and you can have duos. But we also have small group options. Just 5 people is all it takes to get our group discount. And all of this at a fraction of the cost of other collaboratives. So the other collaboratives that I've seen out there require that your entire NICU become a member. So it's an organizational level membership. And most of them start on the low end at $10,000. So what is SBNQCC then, and what is it not? Number one, it is not about data collection. We have plenty of that. I'm not discouraging you from continuing to do the amazing work that we do in these other collaboratives, but this is a chance for us to have a different focus. SBNQCC is not about medical research. It is not about data collection. It is about empowering, educating, equipping bedside nurses, NICU nurses who are doing the day-to-day work. It's designed to give you strategies to make an immediate impact on your day-to-day care. It's about real collaboration with nurses from all over the globe. It's about creating networks and communities. It's about sharing, supporting, and really focusing on the day-to-day care. So one of our members, Amanda, said, I love that this is nursing driven. It feels very empowering. Networking with other NICUs is extremely meaningful. This is a year-long collaborative and community. We are going to be having meetings every month from February of 2025 through January of 2026. So you are here for the long haul. This isn't a 3-day conference. This is a year-long collaborative. And the best part about it being season 2 is that you get to choose wherever you want to start. Now, every single month, we're going to have a different focus. We're going to have a discussion. And this is a time for you to give support or to get support. If you're struggling with golden hour and and delivery room issues, then you want to be sure to focus on those months. If you want to take all the resources that we have and that we're going to give you for respiratory, and you want to focus on respiratory for the whole year, you can totally do that. The live calls that we have each month are going to focus on this particular area. And again, if you guys are rocking it in your unit, then you should come and share what you're doing. And if you are struggling, then you should come and hear what other people are offering as support for you. So again, it's all focused on what you need. So with SBNQCC, we're all about personal connection, not data collection. We're all about networking, not just the number crunching. We're about empowering nurses, not overwhelming them with more paperwork and more protocols that they have to remember. We're about sharing knowledge, not hoarding it. We're not going to be gatekeeping any information. We're about small changes, not making overwhelming overhauls. We're about learning together, not struggling alone. And the best part is that you're going to have access to not only me, but an amazing group of advisors. So over the years, I have been so privileged to be able to work with amazing nurses from all over the world. And so in this group, we've brought together some of my favorite people who have agreed to help you and who all have unique experiences and expertise. We have nurses from small units and big units, from academic to private, who are CNSs, educators, managers, leaders, QI specialists. So they have a variety of experiences to share with you. They'll be leading out each month. They'll be guiding you through the monthly sessions. You might meet up with them in some of the breakout rooms that we have during our live calls. And I love what Amber said. She said, as a smaller community NICU, it's so great to bounce ideas off of others. The resources provided mean I don't have to recreate the wheel. I'm so thankful for this opportunity. So season 2.0 is starting very soon. It's starting February 12th. And I wanted to be sure that you knew of the 3 different ways that you can be a member. So first off, we have a DIY version. If you are interested in taking all of the resources from 2024 and just doing it on your own, you can download the whole PDF. It's a 300-page PDF. And for each section in the manual, you have lectures and other resources that go along with that, and as well as slides for each of those. We have staff education. We call them fact sheets that you can post in your unit. We have 21-day bedside care plans. We have bedside checklists, risk assessment tools, charts, calculations, resources, SBAR, rounding, report templates, and lectures that are walking you through each section. So this is what's known as our small baby resource guide or binder. So there is only really one other book like this out there, and it's many of you are probably aware of it. It's called The Policies, Procedures, and Competencies of NICU Care. It's $1,000 and it comes from NAN. And we are giving you not only the manual, and remember the policy and procedure is only like 24 policies, and we're giving you over 300 pages. We're giving you the care plans, the fact sheets, education, the slides, and we're giving you also videos and CEUs that walk you through each section of the manual. So our small baby binder costs $750. So let's talk about what the next level gives you. So with the binder and the membership for 2025, it costs $1,500. This gives you all of the replays from 2024. It gives you the 300-page binder. It gives you CEUs for going through all of that. Plus, you get monthly calls that are an hour and a half to 2 hours where you can connect with me, with the advisors, and with other members. You get to have CEUs for those as well. We have the online forum that I talked about, and you can actually attend all of the sessions that we have. And that's $1,500. So again, you can come for the content. Again, I always say that the content is like the tip of the iceberg, but there's so much more. There's the collaborative feeling, the connection, expert access, live calls, the community, CEUs. It's so much more than just the content. We also are adding on this year a VIP upgrade. we know that some people need more, want more. You want more time with us. So we wanted to add more. So everything that we've talked about so far, plus you can add the VIP to your membership. This gives you extra monthly calls. It gives you extra access to the advisors via our private app, extra education with special guests. So if you would like to, you can also upgrade your membership to that level. And so that costs $2,000. So you can go all the way from DIY, you can take the binder plus our monthly calls, or you can do a VIP level, which allows you to have the binder, the replays, the live sessions, and an extra monthly call every month and a private channel in our community to chat with the advisors. We only have 50 spots available for the VIPs, but I also wanted to give you a very special offer. So we are not going to charge you any of these prices. And because we want to support you so much here at Synapse, and we know what it feels like to be taking care of these babies, to be understaffed, to not want to recreate the wheel. So we have made this even more affordable. So right now, if you register for SBNQCC for the 2025 season, you will get the small baby binder for free. So you don't even have to buy that. You get it for free. If you have been a member of SBNQCC and you want to renew, you will also get the small baby binder for free. So you can join SBNQCC as an individual for $750. That's going to give you the binder, all the replays from last year that walk you through the binder section by section so that you can start wherever you want. And you can also join all the live calls for this entire year. If you would like to have those extra calls, you can actually add that on as well. And we're only going to charge you $250 instead of the extra $500 to be a member of the VIP group. Again, there's only 50 spots for that. But I know that some of you are still thinking back to the beginning of this presentation when I said we have 3 small baby courses. We have the small baby CELBW exam prep course. We have the small baby brain care course. And we have this collaborative. And you're like, Kathy, I don't want to choose. I want them all. Well, guess what? I have an offer just for you. So for the next 50 people, you can actually add the 2 courses I mentioned, the exam prep course and the small baby brain care course, to your membership for free if you register and you use the first 50 code when you check out. You will have access to these 2 courses. You can watch all of the lectures. You can watch them all year long until December 31st of this year. And if you do want CEUs, we have a super deal for you to add those on. So all you have to do, instead of paying the $800 for those courses, is to upgrade your membership with SBNQCC and pay the $250, or if you are one of the first 50 to register for SBNQCC this year, you can actually get these 2 courses for the whole year for free. You just have to use the code FIRST50, and you are going to save all of that money. So let's go ahead and let's recap. So at Synapse, we really do believe in the power of one. But I know that you, as I mentioned, you might have a friend at work that wants to do this with you. You may have a small group, or maybe you're the educator or the manager and you want to involve your team. So let me tell you about some of the other options. So solo and duos, you can register for SBNQCC. Yes, you can upgrade to VIP if you want all of the support that we're going to give this year. But if you are a small group, we also have a group package, and that's for groups of 5 or more. So when you have a group, there is the advantage of being able to do more, right? Like we all can do one thing. We can't do everything. We can do something. But if you have a group, you can do even more somethings, right? So the advantages of having a group is that you can, as a group, take on one side. As a group, you can take on one square. But what's worked really well for other groups is to have 5 or 6 members who are each tackling one side of the NICU cube. This way, each of you can work on a different focus. And if you do have a small group of nurses, 5 or more, we have a really special thing for you, which is called our MD Champions group. So in 2024, we found that groups wanted to add on physicians. They had a few nurses and they wanted to add on a doctor. Well, this collaborative is focused on nursing care. And so we had originally said no. And so after 3 or 4 or 5 people asked, we realized we needed to create a champion peer group. Because when we want to make changes to the care we provide in the NICU, we do need our team. And we do need our physician champions, and we need our leadership champions. And so with the collaborative, when you do register as a group, you can bring one physician for free. And so they get to come to their own peer group, which is led by the amazing Raylene Phillips and Dr. Alfonso Vargas. And they have a peer group call every month where the physicians can discuss with them small baby practices, protocols, and what Jane and I do. We attend those calls and we share with them what we've learned on our monthly calls. So we review all the materials, we review what questions you had, and we give them a heads up about here are some of the things that the nurses may come back and they may be asking you in your unit. And so that is what the MD Champ calls are all about. So we meet on Wednesdays, the second Wednesday of every month, and they meet on the second Thursday of every month. So we meet first and then we fill them in. So just as a recap, you can register as an individual. You can invite a friend, just the 2 of you. You can add on VIP access if you want extra calls and extra support. And you can also register as a group. And so all you have to do is request an invoice from us. I want to end by sharing with you what is the return on your investment. This is not a small investment, but I think that the return on your investment will be huge. So first off is we all can acknowledge how burnout is at an all-time high in nursing. When you have a sense of community and support, that is one of the greatest ways to fight burnout because you don't feel alone. We want you through the collaborative and through all of our courses and all of the things we do to fall in love with your work. The work we do is precious. And in the NICU, we don't want you to ever lose that passion for the work that you're doing. So we really do hope that you fall in love with your work again. And through the work that we do together and the assignments and the monthly calls, you will be able to add to your resume, to your CV, to your professional portfolio, something new every single month. You're going to earn CEUs and you can list that in your CV. You're going to be maybe doing a presentation for us on one of the member spotlight sessions. You can put that on your CV. Maybe you're going to be leading out in your unit on some sort of quality initiative. You can put that in your CV. All of those things adding to your professional portfolio, whether you're paid for them or not, can make you a better prospect for jobs in your unit and maybe another job in the future. And another thing is if you're at a later place in your career in the NICU, some of the nurses last year said that they wanted to start to create a legacy in their unit, that they were going to just skate into retirement, but that the collaborative inspired them to want to be more engaged and more involved. That's an amazing thing to feel that way. So I want you to know that you may, through this collaborative, feel inspired, re-inspired to create a legacy and to mentor the younger nurses in your unit. And if nothing else, the return that you get is that feeling of making a difference in your NICU with that one baby, that one shift and just one moment at a time, going back to the roots of what Synapse Care was. So I'll ask you, why now? Because the babies in your care deserve the best. They're small, they are sick, and they need you to understand and to provide the best care possible. They deserve it. But you also can't pour from an empty cup. And if you're not getting the support you need in your unit, or you're just feeling stuck or isolated or frustrated, then you need to be part of this community so that you feel supported so that you can go and do this work and that you don't need to do it alone. We're here to support you, me and all of the advisors, and remind you that you matter, your work matters, and the small changes you make every single day add up to something big. It's incredible the work you do, and we want to support you. So if you go to the website, sbnqcc.com, you'll see these different options available. That individual level, the VIP level, and the groups. It's all there for you. And we would love to have you involved. And I would love for you to be a part of this season 2. It's going to be epic. It's going to be historic. It's going to be amazing. And I would love for you to be a part of it. So with that, I think I'll close, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and just big love to you and all of what you do. Bye, everybody.